Hey everyone, so this is the last tutorial on InDesign stuff. Well, at any rate, it's the last video that you need to worry about, and if I have any additional tutorials, they'll be classified as in between this one and the other one, since this one has to do with the last final touch things that you have to do when submitting your spread. So you might have noticed when opening this master template in InDesign that it says you're missing a font called Lucidafax OTF, and basically you need to have fonts in order for your spreads to work. So I'll be including a fonts package in the Dropbox, and you guys can use these fonts for your spreads. So normally what we would do is link the font again, but since I don't have Lucidafax, I'll just pretend that I linked it. Say OK. So now that you finish your spread, there's a couple things you want to make sure you do. First off, there's this little section here called errors, and if you double click this thing, it'll show you all the different problems with the page, the spread. So I'm missing 11 different fonts, and I have overset text. So I can't really do anything about the fonts because actually these fonts weren't packaged in the first place, and I'll explain what those are in a second. So if you double click one of these, it'll show you the text frame, and I'm going to switch back into preview mode by pressing W, and if I go to this text block, you see that there's this little red plus sign, and it's important that you don't have that. So let's say if I dragged it, it means that there's text leave the spit outside, leave the spit for the fangirls. So by dragging this frame down, I'm exposing more text, and that gets rid of the error. So InDesign is pretty smart in figuring out where you have not enough text allocated. If I drag this down a little bit, that solves the problem. Sometimes the text shows, but it just says an error because it's too small or something like that. And fanatic feature, so it should be Bianca Tang. And if I move it this way, it should work. The reason why actually it's not working right now is because this was originally Lucida, and fonts have different sizes. They are not standardized, so it might cause text wrapping to not work anymore, or something like that, or overset text to occur. So once you fix all the errors, there should be a green circle here. And I'll just show you what that means by deleting all the different instances. Actually, what's easier is if I open a new document. Alright, so if I were to make a very basic spread, I don't even know if this can be called an InDesign page, but you can see that when it has no errors, it'll have this little green circle thing show up. Okay. So once you've checked the links panel to make sure everything is accounted for, now you want to do something called exporting. And there's going to be two techniques I'll be showing you now called exporting and packaging, and they're not the same thing. So exporting is basically converting your spread into a PDF. And for simplicity's sake, I'm going to delete some of the pages just so it's easier to show, just so the exporting process goes faster. And what I want all the editors to do is send me a exported PDF file just to show me the progress you've gone through, and we'll do this on deadline day. So go to File, Export, and you'll see a different, so an INX file. That's not the kind of file we're looking for. You want to find a Adobe PDF. And in CS5, actually, they'll offer you to have a interactive or print, so just choose the print because we're not embedding videos or anything like that. And save to desktop or whatever you want to call it. And it'll have some options. So I'm going to say View PDF after exporting, and here's some options to export pages. For example, if you're designing in opinions, sometimes it's a 2x2 page, but the way it's printed is you have to have separate pages. and I don't have an example right now, but you have to have a page here and a page here instead of 2 pages here. So how I design opinions is I have a blank page here and my spread here so I can kind of see how it looks. But when I'm exporting, I only export these 2 pages. So again, we'll export. Select your range, view PDF, and always choose high quality print. And it'll show, InDesign will show you a warning if you have something going on with your spread. Blah blah blah. Okay, so it'll be generating the PDF now. There we go. So this is a PDF, and to check up on your progress, I want the editors to send me a PDF of their spread on given deadline days so I can just see how far you've come along. Now, a different procedure you want to do is something called packaging. Packaging allows you to put the pictures and fonts together, and I mentioned this earlier. To do a package, it's you go to File, Package, and it will create a folder basically with your InDesign spread along with all your files inside of it. So after you package, there's something important that you have to note, but I'll show you after this this dialog finishes. So go ahead and close this file. And now you see that there is a master sample CS4.INDD, and it's the same thing as this one here, but now from now on when you're editing this your spread, use the one in the package because this one is actually linked to all the files in this folder here, and it works out very nicely that way. So that's all. Oh yes. So after you have your spread done, what you want to do is go and commit it to Dropbox. So drag it into Dropbox, and suppose you were editing features or something. Put your first name. Yep. And you want to share this folder, so go to Dropbox, Share, and type in my email address so I can access your stuff, and just press Share Folder. And that will let me see your spread once it's uploaded. So it's important to realize that you have to wait for Dropbox to upload your stuff, so leave your computer on after you put the folder in. Yep. And finally, I want to show you how to downgrade to InDesign 3 if you want to work on this at school. So it's very similar to exporting to a PDF, but instead of exporting to PDF, you want to export to an INX file. And an INX file allows you to basically open your spread on CS3, and initially I think the links won't be there, so a good idea is to package and then create the INX file and then open the whole folder on the computers at school so you can relink just one of them and InDesign will find the rest of the files for you. So that's all for this tutorial, and it basically sums up the last minute touches that you should do when designing a spread. Okay, thanks.